Today we're going to talk about one coin. Did I say we? I am going to talk about one coin only, Injective. A layer one project specific to decentralized finance and even more granular, an RWA real world asset tokenization platform. I'm Brian. I'm a big dumb animal. Don't do what I do. That's my disclaimer. Please hit the like button. It takes a lot of time to put these together. Hit subscribe so you'll see more. There's also a join button down below. I think it's like $5 a month, but there's a separate section where you can leave comments that you may not want the world to see. But more importantly, I've got a school community that I'll talk about at the end. Injective. As I said, layer one in DeFi, RWA. I love all of those. And I think individually, all three of those spaces will do very well. If you look at it in terms of, let's look at market capitalization for layer ones, and you would scroll down, everything they believe is a layer one. It's pretty far down here because it's only at $1 billion market cap. And because all of its coins are out, it's at $1 billion fully diluted value. It's ranked number 70 overall, all coins. Then if we look at it in terms of real world assets, the space that it focuses on, which makes the most sense. If you want to watch crypto, I believe as markets move, it's good to look at cryptos that are very similar, because if you have 5 or 6 in a particular category like RWA, and 5 of them are doing great at the same time, and one of them is lagging, well, take a look at it. It might be a problem. And if you want to know if yours is doing well or not, personally, I don't look at my crypto in terms of the entire market. I mean, obviously, yes, from a broad perspective, but then I look at it and I say, well, what is it? Is it an AI agent crypto or an exchange, or is it like these real world assets? Well, if it's real world assets and it's not doing well, I'm not going to compare it to AI. I'm going to compare it to other RWAs. And if none of them are moving at the time, all right, then it's not doing so bad. On this list, it's not as far down. I don't know. Let's call it number 12 or 10. Now, some of these up here, like a Chainlink or Hedera, have them both. I should say, I always have to say, full transparency, since I'm making this video at the time, I own Injective. I also own Chainlink, Hedera, and a whole bunch of other ones. Chainlink and Hedera aren't focused on just RWA solutions. Injective pretty much is. At least that's what it looks like from its site. But if we take a look at currently a $10 price, as we said, $1 billion market cap, $1 billion fully diluted because everything's out at the moment. Major things to look at, they are on, good grief, 240 exchanges or more. Of course, they're on Binance because Binance is the #1 exchange. And as you will see as we discuss it, it was actually incubated by Binance. It said here it has achieved a historic milestone of over 1 billion transactions to date. It's actually at 1.8 billion. I looked it up at the moment. The Injective ecosystem has over 100 projects, over 500,000 community members. But here's what's interesting. Incubated by Binance, backed by a group of prominent investors. You've heard of Pantera Capital, Jump Crypto, and also Mark Cuban. Recently, they had a major upgrade to their mainnet. I believe that was a couple days ago. Also, Google Cloud became one of their validators. I don't know the date of that. I don't know if it's recent or just within this year. This is interesting. They have their explore.injective.network. Basic things, market cap, circulation of coins. But I think this is interesting. Total transactions, 1.8 billion. When they wrote it on CoinMarketCap, it was only $1 billion. Only $1 billion. Now it's doubled since that time. Number of wallets, 1.5 million. They do burn some of it. Of their 100 million crypto coins, almost 58 million of them are staked at a 12% rate, which is really good. Now, they also have some basic trading information. This is the last 2 months. Spot markets, derivative markets, think about like futures, but spot markets, 6 billion in trading volume over the last 2 months. Derivative markets, 45 billion. So a total of 51 billion. And you can see here a nice trajectory of up and to the right. Cumulative trading volume over time. Good. There's activity. As we mentioned, and I looked in a couple places, DeFi Llama and also some other places to see, Pantera Capital, Mark Cuban, a bunch of others, and incubated by Binance. So they've gone through looks like some initial pre-seed, seed, ICO, and 2 strategic rounds. They've raised quite a bit of capital. Next, what do we really want to know? Well, what's locked on their chain? This, I don't know how you feel about it, but for $1 billion, a 28 million locked. I'm not sure that really excites me. Let's look at, so that's what DeFi Llama is showing. I did some searches through AI. Everything is showing around 28 million. I found this individual that made this chart about 28 million, and this was put up April 26, 2025. He's probably getting his information from here. But if it's $1 billion, let's just say fully diluted, because that's the largest number we're going to get, and 28 million locked. Well, what about Ondo? Ondo has $1 billion locked, and their market cap, fully diluted, is 9. Okay, so they're 9 times what they have locked. Not that that's the multiple or how you do it, but generally speaking, Ondo, which is a top RWA coin at 9 billion, has $1 billion locked. That's 1/9. Yet Injective, being a $1 billion coin, only had, and if we go back here, 28 million. So times 10 would be 280 million. So back of the napkin, not the best way to evaluate it, but it seems to me that it may be overvalued unless there's something going on that I don't know. All right, let's take a look at, there was this article recently, well, in the beginning of the year, January 2025, and they had predictions. And their high prediction for 2025 was $75. At the time, it was trading at, I think, $22. Now, if we look at this chart, daily chart has 2024, and it actually has a little bit of 2023. But in 2024, it peaked. It looked like it peaked around $52. It's currently under $10. Personally, I think my price is around $20. But if you loved it at 50, 40, 30, 20, then you should really like it at 10. I am not putting much more money into the market, and I'm not buying any more Injective. I already have some. This is the same price they had back in 23. If they get back to $50, that's a 5x from here if you were to be a new investor. However, personally, if I had more capital, additional capital to deploy, I would be looking at other things in the RWA space. I'm going to do some videos on some more crypto because I love this space. But Ondo is kind of a no-brainer. I realize it's a much larger market cap. It's 9 times the size. So people will argue that, well, Injective could, hit 9 billion, and that's a 9x just from the current price of $10. I get that, but I would like to see a lot more total value locked or information coming out. Theoretically, if we have a bull run in the next 3 to 6 months, that's not a lot of runway for them to get these numbers up. You do what you want to do. I'm not putting any more money in it, but I'm certainly not selling it because they have an impressive platform. If you look at their website and you have the time, just scroll down, because I am a big fan, if you watch my videos, of those that have their websites focused on individuals, developers, institutions, a little bit for everyone, and they talk about the fact that essentially they're a real-world asset solution for enabling seamless on-chain management of tokenized assets, and they talk about commodities and stocks and everything else, but so does the whole world. So we have a school community, how-to courses, and discussions on crypto. That's it for today. I hope that was helpful. That was Injective. There are those that believe it can get to $75, which would be a 7x from here. And if it just hits the high of last year in March of 24, it would be a 5x from current prices. Make your own decisions. Hope this was helpful. Hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto. Have a good day.